pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing, Ms. Garrett.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for this opportunity to be together. Thank you for all your blessings. Father, pray that the council takes advantage of this time to do good works for the town. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Ms. Garrett, would you please take roll?
Present.
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 Present. Quorum with all members present. Has everybody had a chance to look over the agenda? Any questions, changes?
I do. I'd like to add several more to like sponsorship.
Under what?
Let's say new business. And I think that's all I have.
Counselors, any other revisions to the agenda? Everybody have their mics on? Sorry, I didn't. We're on over here. Okay, department heads, revisions to the agenda. You guys have anything to add? We're all good? Okay. If there's no other revisions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved, Dennis Johnson.
Second, Emily Pearson.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? We have an agenda. Moving along to the approval of the prior minutes, we have a town council executive meeting memorandum dated November 5th, 2025, and the town council meeting minutes from November 5th, 2025. Any questions, revisions to those minutes? Everything look good? All right, if no changes, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from November 5th for both the town council meeting and the executive session.
So moved, Emily Pearson.
Second, Dennis Johnson.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No staff meeting minutes?
No.
All right, moving along to the approval of the claims for 11/18. Has everybody had a chance to look over those claims? Any questions? We had a pay application for Reynolds, don't we? That wasn't Reynolds. Oh, that was the community crossings. CCMG. Okay, never mind. All right, if there's no questions or concerns on the claims, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims dated 11/18/25.
So moved, Dennis Johnson.
Second, Emily Pearson.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go ahead and pay the bills.
Thank you.
Moving along to council committee reports. I have no report for EDC. Mr. Freeman?
No, sir, nothing for the stormwater tonight.
Thank you. Moving on to legal counsel report. Mr. Culp?
Nothing at this time.
All right. Cicero Jackson Township Plan Commission report. Mr. Zawadzki?
I have nothing to report.
Mr. Strong?
Nothing, sir. Thank you.
All right. Town engineer report. Mr. Bryant?
Brakes on.
This is going fast around the Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Nope, sorry, thanks. Going through the wastewater, Reynolds continues to work. They're working on the oxidation ditch number 2 rehab. The digester demo's done, so they'll be starting to work on the improvements there. A lot of miscellaneous work. Obviously, probably didn't get much done today, I'm guessing, with the rain. But they continue to move ahead. We have a meeting, our weekly meeting with them tomorrow and get more details. Jackson Street, reached out to Midwest Paving again. They're confirming their Morphy, their light guy, said he's still trying to check. He said he was going to call again today, he couldn't explain why the new globes and everything were taking so long, but he was going to check with the vendor again. I asked him if they had the hydrant reflectors in. He said they didn't think so, but they were in. I saw them tonight. I guess he didn't drive through here in the dark. They show up really good. But he sent out an email with the items yet to, the relatively minor items yet to do to his subs, because they're all sub items, and he's waiting for feedback. So hopefully we'll get some response there and get that wrapped up here shortly. Any questions about
Keith, on West Jackson, what's not done?
Primarily the light. They're going to change the light globes, and they're supposed to be changing out the fixtures too. I thought the hydrant reflectors weren't done, but they are.
All the striping's done, isn't it?
Striping should be all done. I didn't have a chance to check and see if they got these done up here
Still have some striping.
on North Byron,
We have a Baldwin Street.
which is yeah, technically not in the contract, but yeah.
Did we ever get an answer if the traffic loop was working?
They came back, we were gonna do the traffic loop on this side, because we had to take it out to do the paving. And, they were prepared to do that, but their contractor, Morphe, said, we really ought to replace the electrical box too. We'd been in touch with, Chris, with NDOT, and they were also planning to do it, and the one on the other side. So, long story short, NDOT just said they would take it and they'd get it done. When he emailed us last week, he said they were planning to do it this week, both sides, and redo the loops and get the traffic pattern set up again, so.
Okay.
So basically, it'll come out of our contract, we'll get a deduct out of our contract, and NDOT's gonna take care of it.
Cool.
As far as other things, Jacob,
Well, I guess-
there's probably a few other, once they get those things done, then we were gonna do a walkthrough and do a punch list. I'm sure there's some punch list items,
Right.
but
But we're pretty much there.
we're very close to being done, yeah.
I did talk to the bus garage
You did. Okay.
this weekend
I know
with Jeff.
Chief has talked to him too.
So,
Okay. As long as we're moving along, we discussed it at staff too.
Related to that too, at the last meeting, it was decided, I believe, to replace that section of rail that got hit by the ramp. Has anything moved ahead on that yet? I did get a revised quote and sent it up with the labor out, because I think that the council decided that you were gonna install it, or you're gonna have the town install it themselves, but we gotta purchase it, so I don't know if you've decided
You
it.
wanna do that now, discuss that now, or you wanna wait? I put it under miscellaneous.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, we can talk about it now.
Oh, I thought we had already decided to go ahead and replace it with
Thought we
Mr.
did.
Hunter's cruise.
I guess, should we make it formal?
It's just technicality, may as well. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to have the town purchase the replacement section of fencing to be installed by Mr. Hunter's cruise. Is that correct?
Yeah. At the cost of $1,238.65, I'll make that motion.
All right.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's get her done.
Should we amend that to add striping to highlight it during dark hours?
Probably just talk to Terry. No, you don't.
Just having, we don't need to do that, okay.
Because I think they need to look. What came up is I came around that corner today,
Oh, yeah.
and I even know it's there, right? It kind of took me by surprise. I can actually see how it could get taken out. So I guess I wasn't paying close attention or something. I stayed off the curb. I wasn't on the curb.
Didn't hit anybody on the ramp or anything.
But it did. I mean, I felt like I was closer. I could see how.
Yeah. Thank you.
Item 3, the 2025 Community Crossings Matching Grant. The contractor DC Construction has finished all work on that. They did send a pay app. They sent it last week, but they had a lot of errors on it and things to fix. So we got it again yesterday evening, and I did email that up and recommended payment today, but I assume you'll wait till the next council meeting at this point. So.
We good waiting? Are we good waiting?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, either way, I mean, if you're
That's
okay
all.
with it, we could go ahead and process it, but
No, that's the one you just sent?
yes.
Yeah.
I think they're billing 82% complete, but they've already done the punch list. They're really 100% complete, but they're, FYI, there will be some underruns on several quantities, so there'll be a change order reducing the total contract at the end.
Do you guys want to
I'm good either way.
wait until next time, or so you can look at it, or you want to?
I haven't looked at it, but if you guys have, I'm good.
I mean, it's 169,000. CCMG funds are 126,892. Town funds are 42,3 essentially.
Sounds in line to me.
And then that's
I
engineering.
looked at it too, so.
I'll make a motion to pay application 1 for DC Construction Services
Motion, do I have a second?
I'll second. Dennis Johnson.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's get them paid. Whew, it's kind of a hard one to get through there.
And as Eric mentioned, that's all grant eligible, so 75% of that is CCMG.
Right.
Morse Landing Drive is on there, we'll keep it on there, but right now, nothing's changed. We're still looking to advertise for just in December for a January bid at a Stormwater Utility Board meeting for that project. Any questions?
I have no questions. Anybody else?
I don't.
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are we doing anything about the 2026 CCMG? Have we thought any more about it yet, or?
No, we were waiting for council direction on that, so we could start working on it.
Okay.
Because it was brought up potentially at the Pearl Main Street or in that area, but, no one, we haven't got a definite direction yet on that, so.
Rhonda, can you put that on the December staff meeting, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is that?
2026 CC.
CCMD.
Yes.
Mr. Strong, didn't we talk about East Jackson? What was that for?
So that application was made,
That's the one we just did?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
but you're talking about an application for next year
For next year.
potentially.
Yeah, to get that, if we want to do something, what it looks like and get design work done.
Understood. And I may, even on that, yeah, I think we'll just have to move pretty quickly if we are awarded the 2020, the one that was just submitted. Because again, they've squeezed that time down that we have to get it designed, bid,
Right.
and have successful award from 120 days to 90 days. We want to, even on that one, we want to make sure we move pretty quickly on that if we get word that it's
Do we know
awarded.
when we'll find that out? I forget.
I do not know.
They've not announced when we would find out. Their speculation would be sometime in December, but we don't know that for sure.
Okay, thank you.
So just a heads up, we'll pull a task order together just so we don't delay it another 2 weeks, because we won't have 2 weeks additional to delay, so.
I mean, that should be a fairly simple project.
It is, it's just, I mean, it's gonna take 30 days as a minimum, put the bid documents together, and then you got the whole bid period, the receipt period, the open, and then you gotta award it and give them time to give you typically bonds and insurance before you can sign the agreement, so you put all that stuff together, 90 days goes by pretty quick,
Okay.
so just wanna make sure we get it done. If we do get a grant, we don't lose it, so. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving along to old business. Ms. Gary has the bid for their quote for the comfort letter.
Do.
It's from
Uh,
August Mac for $2,500.
So Aaron, just to make sure I understand that, they would basically kind of manage the whole process of working with IDEM for us?
Right. They
Ms.
put
Car-
together the application and everything.
Right. So they'll work with you as needed. And
Right.
Ms. Gary, do you need direction on where we would pull the dollars from?
No, I'll find it. That's just what you usually do.
I make a
Thanks,
motion,
Rhonda.
I make a motion to approve it unless there's discussion.
I'm good.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Who made the
Opposed?
motion?
Me, Everett.
Thank you.
All right, moving along to new business. Peerless Midwest quote. This is previously discussed. We're just putting it through for approval here. So, does anybody have that amount?
$130,911.
Yes.
30,000. Does anybody have any questions on that?
So I guess, I mean, the community knows we've been limited on water. We've identified water, we've purchased property. This is the next step to, through the process to validate that it is what we think it is.
Yep.
I'll make a motion to approve the Peerless Midwest quote.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Let's get it done. All right, moving on to ambulance billing rates. Chief, you want to jump up there real quick? Kind of just walk through what you walked through at the staff meeting for us, please. We had a couple members that were not present.
Okay.
So MedBill, our billing company, which is based out of Indianapolis, takes a look at ambulance rates in the region from time to time. And we got notice back from them that ours are some of the lowest in the region. So House Bill 1385 was passed, went into effect January 1st of this year. And it deals almost specifically with commercial insurance and the rates that commercial insurance needs to pay. So what I've done is looked at that House bill, taken those rates, compared them to what our rates are, and there's a significant difference between what we could be charging and what we are charging. So there's different levels. There's a charge for mileage. There's a charge for just a basic transport. There's a charge, 2 different levels for paramedic services. Those are really the big ones that we use almost all the time. I ran the numbers based on last year's run numbers and last year's number of service calls per type, and we're leaving about $80,000 to $85,000 on the table.
And what percentage of that was covered by Medicare, Medicaid, insurance versus self-pay?
Self-pay is 13%, commercial is 14%, and 35% and 36% respectively for Medicare and Medicaid. Those are ballpark figures. I don't have the exact ones in front of me.
You're at self-pay is 13, commercial is 27-ish?
Is it 27 or 14?
27.
27, okay.
26.66.
Thank you.
Medicaid is 14.4 and Medicare is 45.8.
Yeah.
Is what?
45.8.
We haven't changed our rates since 2023.
Yeah, and even at that point, we were still pretty conservative on what we did.
Yeah.
Are you good with me sharing that spreadsheet?
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely.
So that's that part. I mean, I am all for updating to the new Medicare and Medicaid rates. To those rates. I need to look back myself, and I'm not ready to do anything if we're going to something else yet. I need to look. I mean, it's a difference of, pretty significant difference for that commercial and self-pay if you have your deductible. Because I'm not clear. I know we've talked about it multiple times, but I'm not clear on how write-offs work. And
I was going to ask that too.
Yeah, so basically contractuals is what they're called in our world. And as an example, Anthem Health. So we have a contract with Anthem that they will pay us X amount of dollars per run. If we charge over and above that, we still get X amount of dollars per run. Same way with Medicare and Medicaid. You can't charge the patient after Medicare or Medicaid pays. You can't send them an extra bill. You accept what you're getting, and those are called contractuals. So a lot of times with the commercial insurance, we do contractuals so that we get paid quicker. Sometimes it was 6-8 months before we would get paid from other commercial insurances. When we went into a contractual agreement, they're on a 30-day pay cycle. So it gets the money to us quicker so that we can turn that around and use it for operations and purchasing trucks and whatever.
so, just so I understand, so let's do, I mean, I don't even know what specialty care is. Let's pick ALS too.
Okay?
Our current rate's 1,500, we're saying increase it to 2889.88, and Anthem might have a limit of 2,000.
Correct.
So then we would leave that 889.88 and write that off? Is that what we would
That's how it
do?
works.
We would not go back and charge?
No, that's part of the contractual agreements. And that's exactly how Medicare and Medicaid work.
So then I haven't met my deductible yet, so I'm paying that 2,000, not
Correct.
28.
That's what I was going to ask. So the 2,000, it's going to be,
Whatever that
it's going to,
number
right,
is.
whatever that number is going to be paid per the insurance policy that that person has, right? It could be another deductible, it could be whatever that, okay.
That's
So you're
correct.
saying regardless, that deductible's being paid?
Yeah, just
Somebody's
like
paying
you-
2,000.
Just like I would have to pay my deductible.
Right, yeah,
You know,
right.
That's how it works.
Or they could, if their policy says for an ambulance run, you pay 800 as the member, then that's what you pay.
Correct.
And they pay the rest or whatever. That all goes down to the policy.
That's correct.
Right. So for self-pay, do they pay us anything?
We have a payment program in place that, you know, if they want to do that and make payments to us, that's fine. They make the payments to MedBill, and MedBill processes that and then deposits it into our account.
So they pay they're charged the full amount?
Correct. But we also have a plan in place that if there's a hardship, they fill out some paperwork and we work with them over 5 years, 10 years, whatever the number is, so that we're not hounding them to get that money.
Did you do away with the, resident and non-resident area?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Took those out because the numbers are basically the same.
Okay.
Man, 13.5% of self-pay get hammered. Probably the-
So sometimes when you go to a if you guys have probably already debated this stuff, you go to a doctor sometimes, right? And they're like, well, there's a discount for self-pay or whatever. I mean, would that even make any sense to try to help those people?
Yeah, we can put any policy we want in place and just advise MedBill. and
I'm
they'll
not
take
saying it's a
care
good
of it.
idea, maybe a terrible idea. Some doctors do that.
I mean, I think to me that makes sense, because they're really getting hammered. If you have insurance, you have a company negotiating it for you. If you don't, and you're self-paying, then you're just eating the whole amount.
So basically what you're saying is you want to look at a non-insurance rate for the self-payment segment.
Do you know what others do around that area? Not that it matters.
I don't, because we have to be very careful about talking to other people about our rates.
Collusion.
Yeah, because it comes collusion. MedBill won't even tell us what the other rates, who the other people are when they give us the rates of the region.
Aaron, do you think there's issues with having differing rates? I mean, apparently we used to have a resident, non-resident. Do you think there's issues with having rates based on the?
I'm just trying to think through if we have a self-pay rate that gives a discount, if that sets up where one of the other providers could say, well, then your rate's really what you're charging the self-pay.
Sure,
You
yeah.
inflated it
Right.
to then get the max from us.
I mean, we do that already. We don't actually do it, but Medicaid and Medicare do it already, so
Right.
maybe we tie it to the lowest of those two rates.
I would want to check with somebody who's got some more background on insurance just to make sure we don't run afoul of any regulation there. Because medical insurance is a very heavy regulated industry.
I mean, whoever said it before, doctor's offices do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, usually they charge the same rate, but then they wind up giving it, they later come through, I don't know if it's because of a forbearance or something else. I don't know how they do that. And they may do exactly what you're proposing. I just want to make sure we're following the proper procedure.
Sure.
So obviously we'd like to get this done for the turn of the year, so we go fresh into 26. Do we have enough time between now and the first meeting in December for due diligence so we can make a finalized decision then?
Yeah, I should be able, I'll reach out tomorrow so that hopefully we'll have an answer by the end of the week and I can get it out to you guys.
Okay. Good with that?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Any other guidance, chief?
What's that?
Any other guidance?
No, I'll review the policies that we have in place now and try to get you guys copies of them so you can see exactly what's going on with things.
All right, and you said that would be an increase of roughly 85K?
Yeah, somewhere in that range, between 80 and 85.
Thank you for doing the work, because if we're undercharging, we do need to bring that up, most definitely.
Got questions, let me know.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
All right, moving along to 2026 salary ordinance number 11-18-2025-01, which is an ordinance amending section 32.39 of the Cicero Municipal Code to temporarily permit the usage of ambulance emergency service funds for the salaries of firefighters. Notice in the original draft of this, it says temporary. So that's what the discussion needs to be, I believe, tonight, is if it's a temporary thing or a permanent thing. I was operating under the impression that it was gonna be temporary.
I would want it to be temporary because our circumstances may change where we don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I don't-
we may not need to do it.
Correct, and I don't want to promote it as standard practice. Plus, in my opinion, leaving it as temporary brings attention to it. So,
Are we doing the salary ordinance or the ALS?
right now, we're on the salary ordinance.
Okay.
But we're talking.
Oh, I
about
thought, I have
ALS.
zero, I'm sorry.
I am so lost.
That's my fault. When
Lord.
I searched it, it brought me 02, not 01.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, where's 01 then?
Got it. Here.
I don't have a copy of 01.
So that is, 3% raise?
It is. Council got no raise and employees got 3%, department heads got 3%, but council didn't take a raise as usual.
So we just need to vote on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we'll do it properly this time. So, any questions, concerns, discussion to take place on that?
No, not for me.
All right. I will entertain a motion for the 2026 salary ordinance number 11-18-2025-01.
Hang on real quick. And our deficit spending is, with this salary ordinance, is how much?
I don't have an exact number, because at the end of the last one, we increased it 500,000 to accommodate the additional firefighters, so I don't have an exact number, to be honest with you. If you would rather want to hold off on that till I do, but I'd be happy to do that.
Is there a reason to, can we get that before we approve it, or?
I can try.
I mean, you guys can go ahead if you want.
What do you,
I just don't remember what that deficit is.
I
we're
think
not-
it.
For our total budget?
Yeah,
it's not gonna change what we do in this regard, is it? I thought we've already agreed on this.
okay, well, somebody can make a motion, that's fine.
Make a motion to approve as stated. Dennis? Johnson?
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now, moving on to ordinance number 11-18-2025-02, use of ALS funds temporarily to pay firefighters' salaries. Has everybody had a chance to look at that ordinance?
Well, and just so you know, the way I set it up, when it expires, it's very simple. If you guys decided then you wanted to extend it, you just make a simple amendment. You can add another year or two depending on what financial situation is at the time.
Okay.
So I
Did it-
remember talking about it being temporary as well.
Yeah, so, yeah, no, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna try to explain that.
Yep, go ahead.
Do you wanna explain it?
No, go ahead.
After we had that conversation, Dennis and I were chatting, and we talked about the concept of having it have some sort of expiration that the future council could then, analyze, so that this wasn't just kind of open-ended. So I spoke to Aaron and said, hey, can you just put it in there? That way, when it comes before us, we can debate it and decide if we actually want to keep the deadline. So that was born out of a conversation Dennis and I had. We were just kind of kicking around that idea of having some sort of end date. Whether or not you all like that or want to keep it in there, I just asked Aaron to throw it in there so we could have it as part of the document.
We do have
to debate.
drafts of both versions too, so we can approve either one tonight.
So my thought, there's a couple things. My thought is, it's supposed to be a self-supporting entity, correct? When I think about self-supporting entities, that should include manpower, at least in my mind. If we're raising rates and bringing in additional revenue out of that service, should look at supporting their manpower, their resources, in my mind. And the other thing in there is it said to cover 7 additional resources. I thought we agreed on 6 firefighters.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Is the 7th the part-time?
We agreed on 3 firefighters.
Yeah.
So this document says 7.
How many additional FTEs are we hiring?
Well, we fired 3. We have a 4th one to replace Steve's position.
That's scratch.
Right, but the plan you guys approved for ISO was to hire 3 right now.
Was it 7 eventually, or?
6 was talked about,
Okay.
but they went with the plan to hire 3.
So to me, I mean, if you ran it like a business, they would cover, I mean, they're covering, today it's covering ambulance payment, it's covering any drugs that are used. So it's covering those costs, equipment. If possible, it would be great to cover manpower as well and use it as its own business and free up additional funds to the town. I mean, we're spending an additional $1+ million. So that was my question. I wasn't aware it was temporary.
And it doesn't have to be. It was just a conversation. The one reason I thought it was worthy of discussion was I just want to make sure whatever we're doing for all of our departments, we're not putting ourselves in a position down the road where we have no reserves for capital expenses, right? And so this doesn't have to be the way we do that. It's my understanding that's really what this has been used for. Is that correct? Is really capital?
And it covers that ambulance fund and replacement of items used during the runs.
So whether or not the date stays here is less important to me than hopefully us having some process by where we are maintaining some reserves, right, for future capital expenses for all of our departments.
I mean, let's take water, for example. I mean, it's in my mind a similar instance. They operate and they manage their capital expenses all together. They cover their resources. It's not what we've done in the past, but times have changed.
Yeah.
So is your disagreement that is temporary and you want to make it permanent?
Yeah, and I don't see why we would make it temporary. But
If it's made permanent, is that still something the future councils can come back and change?
Yes, you can always change it.
This just keeps it, the idea is that the temporary creates.
It forces you to think about it
Yes.
again, yeah.
Well, that's kind of where we were pulling from.
Right.
Yeah, because as I understood, when we talked about it, you didn't want it because if it became permanent, then there's possible that 15 years go by and no one ever looks at it again.
Right.
Whereas this would trigger a review and evaluation in 2 years.
I guess what are we evaluating? I mean, are we going to use these funds the reason we're making this change is to use these funds to potentially cover manpower. So we're reevaluating that those funds are going to be used to cover whatever number of resources. I mean, to me, in a perfect world, it would cover its own cost.
I think it needs to be temporary so we can reevaluate it, because we can always extend it, or the future councils can, but I just would personally prefer it be temporary.
I completely get where you're coming from. I just don't see the downside personally of the temporary, leaving the flexibility for at least a review, because our financial situation could change as we evolve. But I mean, honestly, either way, I'm good with.
So I would, if it were me, I would strike the reason we're changing it with those 7 resources. I don't know that adds any value, but
Can it be worded
Doesn't limit us?
just for additional manpower?
Yeah, we could change that to just say for additional manpower or additional employees. Yeah.
Actually, I took it out, and my ordinance just
Okay.
says, and hiring of full-time firefighters, it didn't put a number. She
Okay.
told me to, I would, but I took it out.
Anything else?
No, I mean,
Joe, I'd like to make a comment.
sure.
Just for council's knowledge, there's about $350,000 in that fund. We operate on about 125 to 130 of that a year. So that leaves you about $200,000 that you have some leeway to do things with. Just, I warn you, as a council, don't short the fund, because then we're gonna be taking it out of our regular budget, or coming back and asking for additional appropriations to keep the ambulance running.
When you say you operate, you said 150?
125.
125.
130.
What does that mean, you operate off those dollars? Can you describe that?
We spend the money for fuel for the ambulance.
Okay.
We spend the money for supplies for the ambulance. We make the ambulance payment itself, which is almost $40,000. Drugs, medical supplies, equipment, backboards,
Okay.
things like that. We use some of the money in our as a CPR fund for the classes that we teach now. As we talked about before, that's $1 in, $1 back in type situation. We have a fire prevention fund that's the same way. It's fire extinguishers and things like that. So,
Am I correct that the ladder truck we bought, did we take some cash out of this to help pay for that?
that was taken out of the bond that you guys did in 2015.
Okay. So do we ever take cash out for like large capital expenses out of this fund, or am I wrong in that assumption?
We just make, the big capital expense is the ambulance itself.
And-
So there was discussion with that left over. We thought there might be roughly 350 or so to put on this new ambulance that was ordered. Some amount was planned to come out of that fund to help
Okay.
buy down that
Okay.
ambulance.
Okay, thank you.
So the last ambulance, we financed it through the Indiana Bond Bank for 7 years. So that's where that 7-year
Okay.
rotation comes into play,
Okay.
that we talked about as well.
Any other discussion need to take place here? So where are we landing on this temporary versus permanent?
I vote temporary.
I'm fine either way. Fire funding is gonna have to maintain a topic of conversation for the
Yeah.
next many years, so we just gotta keep line of sight to this stuff.
Was the spirit of your comment leaning towards the temporary?
I like the idea of temporary so that you can readdress it. Once we get through this situation that we're in right now, it may be, you may not need that money.
Right. And that's kind of where my thought process was too.
I'm in favor of temporary as well.
I mean, even if you do it the other way, it doesn't mean you have to pull from the budget.
Doesn't mean you have to. I guess my biggest thing is I don't understand why we take the hard line when we can just leave it flexible and revisit it. And at that time, we have the opportunity to make it permanent then too. I mean, really bottom line, when we're talking about the net result here is it doesn't change.
I mean, we're spending, call it $1 million extra, not budgeted, to support, nothing to do with the fire department, I'm just saying facts, to support or to meet the ISO standards, right? It would be nice if this entity, if we increase those rates, can cover its own manpower and just operate as its own business.
Long term, I get that. What I'm not understanding is why we have to take the hard line now, I guess. I mean, we're still accomplishing that going either direction here. One just brings it back for discussion down the road, where one, it just tends to fall to the standard operating procedure. That's my opinion. I'm not speaking for everybody here.
My opinion is things can change in 6-9 months, or we may have sources for additional funding that we wouldn't have to do this, and we would be able to use that money to keep a pool to buy equipment.
I personally like the flexibility of the fund.
This gives you ultimate flexibility.
Still though, I still haven't got an answer on what does it accomplish that's any different than the temporary.
It gives you ultimate flexibility to use those funds beyond 2 years, however you want.
Okay, but if we renew the temporary, that does the same thing. I'm honestly just trying to understand your point here.
I don't wanna have to renew it. I mean, it was put in place at one point. Now we're changing those rules, make them permanent, and if the next council doesn't like it, they can change them back. But it seems like I'm in the minority still.
Well, if we're gonna move forward one way or the other, we're gonna need a motion.
Okay, so before we do that, you tweaked, can you tell us the wording you tweaked again?
Well, I brought two. One is temporary and one is not. And I did take out, there was a, I took out the bottom, whereas the council has determined that the funds from the ambulance emergency service can help pay for these additional costs on a short-term basis. I took that out. And I took out the number of firefighters in the, whereas, in the line before that. Mr. Strong, did we do this while you were in my office?
Pardon me?
Did we do this while you were in my office?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there something else we took out?
The other item that you changed was the bottom statement about the date of 2027.
Yes.
That's the other item that you addressed. So the ones that are highlighted up there, you adjusted.
Yes, those are the ones I changed.
And then there was one down below on the December 31st, 2027.
I mean, I highlighted this based on the temporary, to clear it up, temporary. I mean, the main, if you guys are leaving temporary, the main one is this 7 full-time firefighters.
I took the 7 out,
You need to look at this again.
and I took that
No,
temporary.
she sent to me the version that was made permanent.
So the amendment that we're considering as well is to take out the number of full-time firefighters.
I took the number out of both of them, because
Okay.
it was temporary. But if you want me to add one back in, I'll be happy to. The only thing I took out are the things highlighted.
So I'll make a motion to remove temporary and remove the firefighters and make it permanent.
Have a motion, do I have a second? No second. Does anybody else?
Make a motion, we approve it as amended.
He's got to finish this one, don't you?
Oh,
Is this
sorry.
die? Is this?
Yeah, there was not a second.
There was no second.
And so you make a motion to approve the original temporary ordinance.
The original temporary.
Are you making that motion?
Yep.
I have a motion, do I have a second on temporary?
I'll second, Dennis Johnson.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Dennis, you were an aye, right?
I was.
Okay, all right, so 4-1, temporary. All right, moving along. Lights Over Morris Lake sponsorship.
They send this to us annually. We support them, Lights Over Morris Lake with a $2,500. But actually, the money that we send to them is the money that they send to us after the permits from the 4th of July festival. So we pay for the booklet that's sent out. That's what we do. So she's asking for a sponsorship commitment
Well, it's this,
3 days ago.
yeah. You're familiar with, every year we sponsor Lights Over Morris Lake to the
Yeah.
tune of $2,500. This is just that same one, so they're just looking for approval to get that sponsorship done.
Do we pay it now or later?
Later, January.
How much does EDC get every year? 500?
5,000.
We have them pay it?
We have, I believe we did that.
We save money from the festival fund.
Oh, you're saying,
Yeah,
okay,
I mean, it's all coming from,
from us.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm good. Do we have to approve it?
Yes.
Yeah, we need a
Aaron,
motion.
do I need to abstain since I'm a member?
Yes.
Thought so, okay.
Motion to approve the sponsorship.
Motion.
I'll second, Dennis Johnson.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Good to go.
Abstain.
Make sure, Rhonda, you know that it's 4-0 with an abstain.
She abstained.
She abstained.
Yeah, I
Just
got
make
it.
sure it's in the notes.
Oh, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving along, miscellaneous, we have none.
Nope, we do. I have
Oh.
lots of things. So-
Where were you when we amended the agenda?
Okay, then make it comments by other council members.
Whatever you need, man, roll with it.
So there's been discussions on fire territories with Jackson Township. I'm not clear if our council wants to have further discussions with this ISO, and we're $1 million+ give or take 100,000 or so over budget, that we don't have revenues for. So is there any interest to have further discussions with Jackson Township on a potential territory? Don't know where it would go, positives or negatives, but I don't have a clear picture from the council if there is interest. I personally would hate to turn down any discussions to try to find out all the facts. That's myself.
And I think the council consensus that we got Thursday night is that we're open to having the discussion. Did you see Lance's email today?
Dude, that's gonna be my second part.
Okay.
I share your opinion, Eric.
Okay.
I don't think it hurts to explore the option, but I don't see where it's gonna save us any money. I think it will cost us money, but we can explore the option and keep an open mind.
I mean, it does have its own taxing entity of 0.4%. I think it's 0.4%. Or 40 cents on the dollar of assessed value. That's what it is. Okay, so we're willing to have further discussions then to see what that could potentially look like. I think there's major hurdles, don't get me wrong. I think there's major hurdles that would have to be overcome. But, I mean, we have to come up with some strategy to be able to fund this. So then my second is an ISO discussion, bring in our ISO rep and Jackson Township rep and have all of us sit down and have a discussion together. Because it seems like we are getting different information depending on where information is flowing from. And I think it would do us, if those ISO reps are willing to sit down and let's find out what the real facts are, because I have no idea what's real and not. But not leave anybody out, but see if we can all sit together, or a small board if it's not a public meeting, and see what's real and what's not, because I'm getting all sorts of information and I can't wade my way through it.
Well, and that was my contention all along, is I wanted our ISO caseworker to communicate with that regional director, so we weren't playing middleman in this situation.
I agree.
It needs to be a
that's valid
collaborative
point.
situation.
So, I guess, if that is something that we want to do, I can reach out to Jackson Township and see if we can't facilitate it, or Emily, you're the department liaison, if you want to reach out with Lance and our rep, and we'll get Jackson Township and their rep and see if we can all sit together and figure what a territory would do and what that could potentially look like.
And
Okay.
do understand, this is us doing our due diligence. I mean, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't have the discussions. So this doesn't mean we're going one path or the other.
But
by
like I
means.
said, I think there's major hurdles of doing a territory.
Right.
We have to understand what this looks like and if this even solves the problem, or is a potential solution.
No, I said all along, as long as we do it transparently and everybody's involved and our caseworkers in tune to what's going on, I'm good with having the discussion.
Yeah, I think it'd be great, Eric, if we can get it organized.
So Emily, do you want to lead that? Do you want me to? What would you like?
The chief and I can lead it.
Okay, so you'll reach out to Jackson, or, okay. Chief, are you comfortable?
I'll do what the council wants me to do.
That wasn't my question. Are you
That's
comfortable?
my answer.
Okay.
But you do understand where we're coming from a due diligence
Well, I
standpoint,
understand
right?
very well.
I mean, it's a discussion that needs to be had.
I agree.
Because if we don't do it, it's gonna be hanging out there like it has been, you know? But at least one way, you know, at worst, we put it to bed. You know?
And it would be nice to know the facts,
Yeah.
because
I just want to hear it from both ISO people's mouths that they're congruent in their thoughts. I don't, getting one answer from one and one answer from the others, not doing anybody any favors here.
Yeah, I mean, and that might just be our misinterpretation as well. We might be getting the same answer, but
And-
I can't wade through what.
Well, no, I think getting people face to face is 100% the best route to go.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay.
Yeah, had Tom Pittman with Barnes and Noble was in town today to sign off on the GO bond documents, and he said he had TIF booklets for all the council members, hard copies, and said if you guys want him to come and do a presentation to go over TIF items, he'd be happy to do that free of charge.
And what the TIF handbooks are, the hard copy of the ones I sent electronically
Yeah.
from, that his partner had forwarded to us a few weeks ago.
So if you're interested, let me know and I'll reach out to him.
I mean, does everybody understand? Have there been significant changes?
I mean, there are always small tweaks in process and stuff. You know, there've been some changes with SB 1. We've had him do it in the past sometimes, other times we've said, no, we're fine.
I mean, there's new council members too. Since
Yeah.
I've been on this time, we haven't done it, but
Yeah.
I have it from before.
Yeah, I mean,
Went
I
through
don't,
the process before. It'd probably be good for the council to go through it.
yeah, I think it's worthwhile just to make sure everyone's on the same page. Plus, he's an expert in that field and could answer any question the council could think of.
He's very good.
Yeah.
I told him we had a few council members that were relatively new and that would be an option, so.
Do we need to have an RDC meeting anytime in the near future?
We can have one.
I'm not aware of one, but we could schedule it and do that, or we could just have him present at the council.
Yeah, I was gonna just have him come to RDC, but if we don't have a reason to have one, then just have him come to council.
Yeah, I think in the past, he normally does about a 10-minute discussion, and then he just opens it up to questions that you have.
We do that in a public meeting.
Yeah.
Actually, it's very interesting. Last week, for 30 minutes, I can't think of his last name, but his first name is Henry. It's Carmel's TIF guy. I listened to him go through TIF. Holy cow. You can get really creative with that.
Yeah, you can, and so I think it's beneficial when he offers to have him come.
So yes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I'll schedule it. That's all I got.
Man, you just had to extend this, didn't you?
Actually, I
like
do
the
want to
last
add
word.
one thing, circling back to the conversation regarding the fire territory and ISO. Given the situation and the amount of money that we have at stake here, would it make sense to bring an ISO consultant in?
You ever interacted with any of those folks?
Just the gentleman who does the audit for us.
But he's ISO staff person, you mean?
Correct.
Yeah.
We're talking about independent
There's some third-party consultants out there. I just don't know much about them.
fire
And
serve,
it may be
McGrath.
worthwhile to sit down. I mean, we're all one community, right?
Mhm.
So Jackson Township and us are facing, others are facing the same thing. Maybe we all sit down together and see what they have to say. I think it would be worthwhile, and I wouldn't limit it just to us. I would ask that we bring our surrounding neighbors in as well.
I mean, I think we'd have to look at it from both ways.
Yeah, I'm not saying bring them in based on the territory discussion, but everybody's facing the same thing we are.
Sure. No, I get that.
And share that cost maybe be helpful.
Okay, we can talk about that as staff. All right, anything else under miscellaneous? I have no blue slips, so I assume no comments by citizens? Okay, if nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Dennis Johnson.
Second?
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank y'all.